What's going on, Guardians? It's Tizzle here, and by popular demand, we have the Deathtage for episode Echoes. This is just a compilation of some deaths that I had during my solo GM attempts for the different Nightfalls this season. You can see that one was pretty brutal. So yeah, this is just kind of the intro showing most of the Nightfalls. I didn't even attempt solo Liminality because it was just a super long strike, and I didn't really want to abuse Syntho Titan. And I'm also not very good at the mechanic in that one, where you have to run the ball. And I just knew I would die to that more than anything, basically. So yeah, I just didn't really do attempts. And then Devil's Lair also will not be in here because I got my buddy to taxi me in, and I beat it first try. And then when I'm making this video, it is before Devil's Lair is back, as I was on holiday when it was around a couple weeks ago. So yeah, enjoy the Deathtage, and I will talk about what I messed up. So right there, you see I have Radiant, and it goes away right now. So Radiant on Transcendence, on Prismatic, only lasts for 5 seconds. So there, I threw it. So what I should have done was re-procced it before it put up the shield, but I didn't. So then I'm not able to break the shield, and I'm like, oh shit, because this loadout. I actually did have Ariana's Vow on, but I didn't think to swap. And here again, so this was, I was using Lucky Pants with Ariana's, but this was really early in the season before they apparently buffed it, but didn't actually buff it. And then now it's actually properly buffed. So none of these would have even been an issue. So right there, I thought that killed that Barrier Knight, which it should have. I can't believe a Gunpowder Gamble doesn't kill a Barrier Knight at that health, but it didn't. And then he dodges my Golden Gun, and everything about this was just pure unluckiness, super annoying, and I just stopped using the Lucky Pants Ariana's build after that. Here, I got frozen by that big captain in the back, and as you can see, I don't have the break free bound, and then that guy was able to just kill me outright. This one was just terrible decision making and plays. I was trying to be really aggressive. I remember this. I only had like a day to do this GM, so I was kind of rushing. So there you can see I just got too close to the trip mine. What happens on this one? Oh yeah, look, there's no enemies to my bottom right, but I know a Hobgoblin's supposed to spawn there. So I'm like, what the heck? And then there they spawn and they kill me. So yeah, that's just Bungie things, Destiny things, ads not being where they're supposed to, and then they spawn. Here was an early attempt. I wasn't used to those slowing guys, and I was in Song of Flame. This one was before the sniper flinch changes. So I have chill clip on this sniper rifle. So I got sniped off, so it should have frozen that Hydra. And then again, I get sniped off by the torch hammer, and I'm just getting annoyed, and I keep trying to shoot. And anyways, I could not land 2 shots in a row to freeze him, which would have allowed me to easily take him out. The build I did for that was super fun, but yeah, that was just a result of crazy flinch. And yeah, that's fixed now. So now that they fixed that, that probably wouldn't happen in the future, but I should have been more patient or whatever. Here I have Volt Shot, and it's hitting those railings, which is actually a really big problem in this GM. So look, I proc Volt Shot, and I'm trying to get the Jolt to stun him. I do miss that one shot, but follow-ups don't get him. And then I have this guy creeping up on me. So I throw a barricade, because barricades will disorient the enemies when they go to run through it. Unfortunately, he was in his melee animation already, so you could see he got disoriented, but he was still able to land the shot on me. A lot of the clips in this one are from this GM, and I remember in my solo commentary just saying how annoying this GM is, because for me it is really annoying. It is kind of short, but yeah, there's just so many dumb ways to die. Like here. So here I throw my Duskfield half a second too late, and that allows the Exploder Shank to get out, and then it gets up on me really quickly and I die. So there, I should have thrown the Duskfield earlier. Here, this actually looks like it's a repeat of that barricade one, so didn't mean to put that in there twice. This one, so we have the Jolt. So here's what I'm talking about. This guy is jolted, But look, I'm hitting that railing, so I can't activate the jolt proc to stun the overload. Right there, that should have stunned, but because rocket sidearms are projectiles, it hits the railing, and then I don't get the stun. Finally, I do, but we trade. And yeah, so dumb death. Here, what do we have? Oh, exploder shank. I try to run. No, its explosion radius is too big. This one, oh yeah, this, I think I get damage glitched here. Because watch this. I even put down a healing rift. And look at my health. Plus I have the heals. And I'm just melted. Like, that's like old school GM damage right there. So yeah, sometimes you get damage glitched. That's just a thing. Oh yeah, this one is absolutely hilarious. I tried my Fellwinners build, and then when this happened, that's when I swapped to a different build for doing this one. Went right into that little hole in the floor, so that was unfortunate. Here, we're at the very end of the strike, and I just played this rather stupidly. I should have probably popped super earlier, because what you want to do is get the bulk of those crystals on this guy, but unfortunately he pushes up on me, and then I panic. So maybe I could have committed with the super, I'm not sure. And then these guys come out, and then I back up, I use cover, and again, because rocket sidearms are projectiles, I clip the corner of the pillar and kill myself because I'm low health. Because on my Titan, I always run low recovery just because of the armor that I have. I wish back in the day when the duality farm was up, I'd farmed some higher recuv stuff. That would help a lot. So yeah, spec into recovery more than I did. This one, we're using our super to take out the ads that are immune by this barrier servitor. And then this happens sometimes where the mines will like auto explode. And yeah, it kills me. Oh, here, this happens twice. So here I don't have amplified, but that's fine. You can do this little slide movement technique. And then I throw my jolt grenade out. That makes a diamond lance, and I'm holding E to slam the charge. And unfortunately, it picks up the lance, and I scramble away and die. And then the next one, here's how I like to do this part, is I get amplified, and then I run it. And I'm just avoiding that. I throw my thing. And again, I'm holding E, which I shouldn't be doing. I should run up until I'm right on top of it. But it also probably shouldn't prioritize picking up diamond lances when you're holding something that like requires a mechanic. But I digress. Here's another one on Final Stand where I die. Probably the most frustrating way to die. This guy, he pretty much falls over, so it's kind of embarrassing I die to this stuff. But as a solo, this is still a bit of a challenge, but in a fire team, you'd like never die here. I think Solar Surge was on, which is why I was running hammers. So here, this was an early run, and I just totally forgot on this final phase, the arc electricity comes down this hallway, where this is a safety place on the first two phases. But yeah, the arc lightning just kills me there. So that was quite unfortunate. I just ran to the wrong spot for safety there. That was completely my fault. Here is just another bungee thing. So I'm expecting to go invis because I have Stylus Executioner and I'm jolting everything. So I take them out. I go invis. Actually, maybe I screw this up. I'm not sure. Yeah, so I go invis, but it didn't even matter. He was already locked onto me and ready to shoot. Here I was using Celestial Nighthawk, so I proc my the smoke grenade, which also procs Radiant and weakens, and then I also throw the Dusk Field for that facet that darkness debuffed enemies take more light damage. But I missed the crit, so that's a complete skill issue. That was Celestial Nighthawk. It should have one-shot, but I missed the crit. So I was trying that thing where you can kind of spawn kill that servitor, which is nice because he immunes a whole bunch of the enemies. So here, we get the Celestial. Oh yeah, that's just dumb plays. So he's jolted, So I'm just expecting him to stun, expecting him to stun, expecting him to stun, and I just take too many shots. So that was just me being impatient, which is definitely a common theme. I'm not a patient person, and that impatience got me killed there. So this, I was using the sniper to take out those snipers up top, but they kind of got the angle on me there and take me out. Speaking of getting the angle on me, the big captain rolls over and stomps me. Here, I suppress this guy. Oh no, I would have suppressed him, but Minotaurs blink through that shit. So my suppressor grenade missed, and that kind of screwed up this whole build, because this was using collective obligation. So I would have been able to leech off that Minotaur, but it literally, I'll show you again. Watch, it blinks. Watch my suppressor grenade. Doesn't hit, and then he blinks back in. So that's just an unfortunate timing, but also kind of a result of the loadout I was running. Yeah, sometimes those things just happen. So then obviously I get scrambling because both bosses are there. Here, there's the leech I'm talking about. So there I messed up. I probably should have just started going in with the GL, but I was proccing Radiant. That's why I threw my melee. So yeah, I was just a little slow there. Again, skill issue. So then we trade because he should have been dead a little quicker and I wouldn't have been taking fire like that. This one, yeah, I think is pretty frustrating. So watch this. I throw the suppressor grenade and then I leech. So we have anti-barrier pulse. So we get the leech off. 2 shots. Then I see this guy coming. But for some reason, look, you can see over here, I have the 2 things, which is suppression and weaken. And I go to do the like thing where you activate it, but it wants to just reload my gun. So it's not letting me do it. So I was going to use that to suppress both these Minotaurs and weaken them, but it just straight up didn't work. So again, just getting screwed by the game. I'll show you again. So I have Facet of Dominance, so it will weaken the target with the grenade, and there's suppressor grenade, so it suppresses, and suppression can stun overloads. But yeah, it didn't let me do the Void Leech, and then obviously I die. So that one was really unfortunate. Here, I'm just playing like a complete and utter dumbass. I don't know what I'm doing. So you get overshield because I'm rocking collective obligation, but you also have to, you know, shoot the enemies. So that was just terrible, terrible gameplay. Here, I wanted to test if just the facet that weakens them, like when they're hit with a darkness debuff, like stasis slow, they take 10% more damage from your light abilities, but no golden gun, you still need to proc radiant, and I didn't have a melee, so it's not enough to kill him, and then when that's not enough to kill him, he just kills me. So always proc your radiant melee with golden gun because it's a 25% damage boost and you need that. So there, I'm using my slow dodge to stun the overload to get away, and then I have a disorienting GL on, and I'm using that on the boss. What I should have done was rotated over here and slowed him or disoriented him with the GL, because he's no threat to me over here. But because I took that extra time, that allowed this Minotaur to become unstunned, and he kills me. So that was just very bad decision making. I didn't even need to deal with that goblin either. I could have just ran over to safety, popped Transcendence, because you can see I have Transcendence, and then used my Transcendence to take out that Minotaur, because our grenade, well, our Duskfield would also stun him, but the Threaded Spike, or whatever the heck, not Threaded Spike, but the Transcendent Grenade causes slow. That thing right there. So yeah, just bad gameplay. Again, I've got that disorienting GL. It's really nice for the Wyverns, but you still need to be ready for the Wyverns. And here I was not, and it cost me. So he comes from that side, and I just straight up was not ready. So again, just really bad. There, I do get the disorientation off, but not in time because he was already firing his Void Lance at me. This is just really stupid. I felt invincible with this build. I just put it on the channel this week. But So you see I have Devour going, and I chuck a grenade expecting Devour to do its thing, and then I'm just going to pop my Storm Trance. But where I screwed up was trying to stun the unstop before I popped my super. I should have just used my super to clean up all the ads and then just dealt with the champions one-on-one. But I wanted to get the stun to be totally optimal, and even then, if my landfall had landed on this enemy, that would have procced a Devour proc, and I would have got my health back, and I could have gone in on them. So just really unlucky that he was jumping at the time, because I don't get the kill to get my health back. So partly bad decision making, but also just barely missing my Devour proc. Here, this happens. This isn't a crit kill because it's an explosive projectile, but it can still explode backpacks, and that explosion takes me out immediately, which is really annoying, because I think that was like my first attempt with this build. And then this is also just a terrible decision. Sorry, I went back a little far. So I pop Transcendence, but the guy moves back, and I just get way too greedy. I should have just hung back, taken out the enemies that are beside him, and then just deal with the Barrier Colossus one-on-one. Because, like, those enemies aren't a threat from this distance at all. I just played completely stupid, and I got slowed, so I couldn't get back to cover and out of line of sight. This one, very frustrating here. Look at his health bar. This is just a very tough fight at the end. That's just how it is. You just have to kind of get lucky, or at least with the strats that I use. There, again, an explosive backpack from a sidearm, which I don't know why the sidearm explodes them. This one is extremely frustrating. So right there is where I screw up. I let this guy see me, and then he has this big void cannon that can actually hit you behind this cover. So I should have rotated, because now he knew where I was, and he just starts beaming me. And my healing rift goes away just now. So yeah, when he goes up like that, I needed to get away, not stand in here, because he just absolutely melts me even though I'm behind cover. So one of these ones is the really frustrating one. Maybe it's this one. So again, we're late into the strike. Yeah, so I actually had Necrotic Grip on, so I think the poison got the kill, and that will not proc Devour, which really sucks. So look, even though it looks like I clearly get a melee kill because it was afflicted by poison, it doesn't proc Devour over here, and that's kind of my downfall here. Because look, I got some goblin kills, I'm getting scion kills with my stasis turrets and all that, and the poison bleed from Necrotic, but it's not giving me my health back because Devour never procced. So that was just really, really unfortunate. The whole point of my build was to use Necrotic Grip to get kills from cover, but yeah. So here, I take out the big guy, but then this other big guy pushes me, and I stupidly shoot my GL into him. So yeah, here, once those guys are dead, I would have had this beat. I just had to kill that one guy, and the GM would have been over. But yeah, so they can push you there. And anyways, that is it for all of my deaths. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful and informative. And if you did, a like and subscription would be greatly appreciated. And comment and all that stuff, because if this video does well, I'll probably do more of these in the future. Especially because, like I said, I just like trying to teach people. So if you found that you learned something, definitely let me know down in the comments, because that always brightens my day to read that. So anyways, if you're still here, thanks so much for watching to the end, and take care.